My name is Wing. I'm one of the coordinators on the City of Portland's Fix-It Fairs, bringing you our offerings, our workshops, and other resources at home. Uh, Today we have our friends at 211 Info. We'll start with a presentation, and there will be an opportunity for Q&A afterwards.
Hello, my name is Jim. I am one of two maternal child health coordinators for 211 Info. Right now I'm going to talk more about what 211 Info is, what the maternal child health department is, and how to access services through us. Again, I'm one of two maternal child health coordinators. I am bilingual. I also speak Spanish. My pronouns are he, him. The other maternal child health coordinator is Ava. Her pronouns are she, her. Here you have our email addresses. I assume there's going to be a question and answer portion at the end of the presentation, but please feel free to email us with any additional questions or anything else related to maternal child health or 211 Info. Okay, so 211 Info, here's our mission statement. 211 Info empowers Oregon and Southwest Washington communities by helping people identify, navigate, and connect with the local resources they need. Basically, I explain it as an information line for health and social services, and it is a easy to remember number. All you have to do to get in touch with us is just dial 211 from your phone and you will get connected to 211. Our service area, we serve the whole state of Oregon and 4 counties in Southwest Washington, including Clark County, where Vancouver is. We have a resource database and it is full of resources for this whole area. How to contact us? Again, you can reach us just by dialing 211. You can also send us a text message with your zip code to 898211, an email to help@211info.org. Our database is totally searchable online and open to the public. Later, I will show how to search our online database, but that's another option for accessing resources through us. And we do have a mobile app as well. 211's capabilities. I am going to highlight the contact center in a second. That's our main public-facing capability. The contact center is who you would speak to if you give us a call. They also respond to text messages and emails. We maintain a resource database as well. We have a resource team who is reaching out to agencies across the state and making sure that all of the services they provide are what we have listed in our database, that their contact information is up to date and so on, so that we're providing the right information to our callers. And we also do data and reporting. I believe that's referring to how when someone calls us or texts us, we ask them basic demographic information. Every call is anonymous and confidential, but we like to ask like age and gender and race and approximate monthly income, just to get an idea of who is giving us a call. We also track needs. And when there are unmet needs, like if someone is calling us about rent assistance and there aren't any resources available for that at that time, we will record that. And in that way, we're able to see like what are the resource gaps in different communities across the state. Right now, I'm recording this presentation during the COVID-19 pandemic. Before the pandemic, we did a lot of community engagement. We're doing that a little less so now, but we attend community events and resource fairs across the state and spread the word about 211. Okay, our contact center. Here on the left, we have a little bit of kudos for me, actually, from a caller out in Umatilla County. We do receive a lot of positive, heartwarming words from our callers. And And yeah, and I do have to say our specialists who answer the phones are great. They have to go through a pretty rigorous training, first of all, to understand how to search for resources in the database. And secondly, to make sure they're trained up in like trauma-informed care and empathy, because people are calling us, first of all, from many diverse communities, and secondly, no one is really calling us because they're in a good situation. Unfortunately, pretty much everyone who calls us is in some form of crisis, whether that's needing rent assistance so they don't get evicted, or maybe they are currently homeless and they're having trouble accessing shelter, or they're hungry and they need to know how to apply for food stamps or where to find a food pantry near them, and how to get in there. Language capabilities. I speak Spanish. Many other specialists who are answering the phone speak both English and Spanish. For any languages that we aren't currently staffing in-house, we can connect to an interpreter service, so that we can do our best to serve someone in their native language, or whatever language they feel most comfortable speaking. And here are our beautiful contact center specialists. And this photo was taken last year before we all began working virtually. Okay, maternal child health, that's the department that I represent. And these are the information and resources we provide. It's not limited to these, pretty much any resources that pertain to maternal child health and to reproductive sexual health. So that could be basic needs like car seats or baby clothes, cribs, diapers, formula, etc. To more information about immunizations, prenatal care, WIC, parenting skills classes, and we also provide information and resources for reproductive and sexual health as well. Okay, our online database. I am going to attempt to walk you through how to search for resources in our online database. I will go to our website, which is 211info.org, and then I will go to Find Resources, Community Resource Database. I will enter a zip code here in our service area and continue to search. If you do know the keyword for what you're looking for, you can enter that here. If you know the particular name of the agency or program, you can enter that here and find their information. What I might suggest to do, if you're not as familiar with how to search in our resource database, is to go up here and search by category. And here I will just slowly scroll down. You can see the variety of resources of health and social services that we have in our database. And I am going to say that I need HIV testing. So again, I'm going to scan the icons, and I will go with sexual health here. And then it will bring up a list of subcategories under that sexual health category. I suppose I'll click on HIV testing. Again, HIV testing. And then what shows up is a list of health clinics and agencies that provide HIV testing. And what's going to appear first is the nearest one to my zip code. Here I can see the name. So in this case, it's Planned Parenthood, the Northeast Portland Center. Here's their phone number, their address. Also, if I click for more details, it's going to provide me with a more detailed service description of what they do, intake procedure, like how to get in touch with them. In this case, I would call for an appointment. Any fees, it looks like they accept the Oregon Health Plan. So if I'm a Medicaid recipient, they would be able to see me. And they also offer sliding scale fees. Unrestricted eligibility, so all are welcome. Here are their hours, documents I might need, languages that they speak, and so on. And we have this information for every resource listed in our database. On the subject of our database, I believe now we have over 30,000 resources listed, and those come from over 2,500 agencies across the state of Oregon and Southwest Washington. 95% or more of these agencies and resources we're updating annually. For our more common requests like rent assistance and utility assistance in Multnomah County, that information is getting updated a lot more frequently, like possibly every day or every week. And yeah, so we have our contact center, which is the main line for 211 info, maternal child health and reproductive health, which I represent. Someone would get connected with us just by calling the main 211 lines, and then they would be transferred to us. And here are a number of other lines and departments that we have within 211. I will just go down the list. Childcare, they refer parents and caregivers to childcare providers in their area. SNAP and food access. This is an in-house specialist who works with people who are experiencing barriers to accessing food. And also any difficulties with receiving SNAP benefits and the SNAP application. We have a foster parent support line, which is really for any concerns that a foster parent might have. It is staffed by someone who used to be a foster parent, and he has a lot of personal relationships with agencies across the state that support foster parents. Homeless services. This is referring to a couple programs that we help maintain the wait list for and do intake for in Multnomah County. One is just a couple examples are the family shelter waitlist for homeless families in Multnomah County, and the mobile housing team, which connects homeless families in Multnomah County to permanent housing resources. Emergency management services. This happens as needed. Right now, we're operating the information line on behalf of the Oregon Health Authority, the information line for coronavirus. We also helped respond to the wildfires this past summer in the state of Oregon. We do pesticide reporting. So if someone witnessed pesticide use, is experiencing adverse health effects due to pesticide use, or maybe it's affecting their crops or the health of their animals, they can give us a call, file a report, and that information would be passed on to the state so the state can follow up with them. We also have other seasonal programs, like right now I'm recording this in mid-November. Many people are calling us for information about Thanksgiving baskets, Thanksgiving meals, holiday toys and gifts as well. And that's all information we have in our database too. I think that's about it as far as a general overview of 211 and maternal child health. So maternal child health and the contact center has these more regular hours, Monday through Friday from 8 to 6. Text is available from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Other lines and departments have different hours. The childcare line, for example, is open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. as well as on the weekends. So that they can be available for parents who might be working during the day. Foster parent support line, Multnomah County shelter line, pesticide reporting line are all 24/7, as well as the COVID-19 information line, that's 24/7 too. And we are open on holidays. And that is all. So any questions can be asked after this presentation, as well as by email to Ava or to myself. And you're welcome to connect with us on social media too. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even LinkedIn. Thanks for listening and for watching.
Thank you, Ava and Jim, for joining us. I'm going to open it up to Q&A. For attendees, if you hover over the screen, you can see a Q&A option and you can type questions into the box. So we have our first question is, the 24/7 COVID-19 line is the same as the emergency one, right?
Yeah, I think in that slide toward the end about emergency services, that was describing like a variety of emergency services that we might take on. Right now, our main thing is COVID. So the emergency line is essentially the COVID line for us now, and that is 24/7.
And Ava and Jim, I noticed that there was a message that just came to panelists earlier on in the presentation, but I wonder if you could share the information. Seems like that was a valuable inquiry.
Yeah, I think the question was if we could assist with resources to an undocumented family in Clackamas. And they tested positive for COVID, it sounds like. And just to clarify, we ourselves we're not service providers. We don't directly help, but we would be more than happy to speak to that family. What we would do is talk to them over the phone or over text or email and try to get a better idea of what their needs are and then direct them to local resources. And everyone is welcome to contact us regardless of whether they're documented or not. Every call is anonymous and confidential. As well, if the family doesn't speak English, they could speak to someone in their native language, either directly or through an interpreter. And we'd be more than happy to speak to them. If it's someone who is tested positive and they're recuperating at home and they're not able to call, we're more than happy to speak to someone else on their behalf, like a caseworker or a friend or other family member who's calling for them. It is best to speak to the person who needs the resources, but it doesn't have to be that person. We're more than happy to send anyone in the right direction who gives us a call. And I do want to touch on the previous question actually about the COVID emergency line. So that line is for to answer general questions and provide information about COVID. And just to give an idea of some reasons why people call, maybe they're wanting to know the number of cases in their area, or they were exposed to someone who later tested positive and they're wanting to know what to do. It could be an example like Raul mentioned, like maybe it's a family who did test positive and they're looking for resources. Just really any kind of general questions or concerns regarding COVID is what that line is for.
Right, and we do have another question that is, can 211 assist in finding food box locations that have contactless pickup?
Food boxes go ahead, Ava.
Oh, yeah, I would say definitely call or text or email. Some agencies are able to deliver to folks. Not all of them are, though, but definitely check in. It depends on the area that you're in.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep up with the changing procedures. Like an agency could be doing things one way last week and another thing this week. But we do try to stay up to date as far as like how to access resources through any agency, such as a food pantry or anything else. So if we do get a call where someone needs not only a food box, but also one that they would be able to pick up without having to make contact with anyone else, we could do our best to search for that.
And there's also right now, because of holidays, if they're interested in a holiday meal, they could also check in with us for that. And the delivery, often it's drive-through and they take out the meal, but it depends on the agency again.
Ava and Jim, I just want to give you a shout out from our Facebook live stream. Maria from the PALF, the Portland African American Leadership Forum, which is now recently became Imagine Black, says thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
All right, everyone. With that, I think we will close this session. Thank you so much for joining us. We will have this session up on the Fix a Fair websites and look for more sessions in the future. Jim and Ava, thank you so much. I'll loop back with you soon as well.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.